Okay, this is the fourth time I've tried recording this because I keep fucking stumbling over my words. I need to stop making these damn updates first thing when I wake up. I need to learn my lesson on that. Okay, so I know it's a bit too soon. I know it's a bit soon for another update. I know it said it'd be a while, but I got a lot more good news way quicker than I thought I would. I thought it'd be at least a month before we got anything positive happening, but I've got a lot of good news for you guys. Let's start with the first and foremost, most important one. That is how job hunting is going. I have, and I quote, 5 job interviews lined up going from this coming Thursday into next week, and they are as follows. I need to just keep this pulled up. February 5th, 2026, Applebee's, St. John. No, that's not the name of it. That's the address. Applebee's, Long John Silver's, and Chick-fil-A. And then we have for next week over the phone. Give me one sec. I really do need to like put that all in the same fucking thing. Applebee's, Chick-fil-A. Where is it? Lee's famous recipe chicken and Pizza Hut. Those are the two that are over the phone. Um, those are next week. Is those are next week over the phone because it's the soonest they can get me in, which is again fine. To kind of give context a little bit about Lee's, I have a high shot of working at this location closer to me because I've actually worked at a famous Lee's back when I was about 17, 18 years old, back in the Del Mar Loop. It was literally down the street from me, down on Kate's. So there you go. On to Shadow, which is one people have been reaching out to me about privately on Discord, which thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Thank you for the questions. He's completely fine. We had to tap into rent money, but that's perfectly fine. We can figure it out later in the month. We were able to finally get his insulin, and he got his first injection last night at 8 p.m. and his second one this morning at 8 a.m. His blood sugar last night was 400 or 406, and today it was 515. So it's fluctuating, but we were told ahead of time that that would happen at first, so body gets adjusted to the insulin. See what I mean? Stumbling again. Um, and then the last thing, not least, definitely not the most important thing though, because again, I'm just happy about the job thing in Shadow, to be honest. Um, I have a big idea for the 10-year anniversary of the channel. Now the actual anniversary, if we go by the first content I ever put out on YouTube, would be April 29th, 2016. So it would be April 29th, but I'm actually going with the first live stream I did, which will be May 31st, 2026. So on May 31st, 2026, I will do the following to celebrate 10 years as a streamer and charity streamer. No, this is not a charity stream. This is purely for my audience as a huge thank you for the decade of support. Never thought I'd make it 10 years as a streamer. That is incredible. And no, this isn't me returning to streaming. This is just an event, which I will then go back onto hiatus. Because again, I'm hoping to start working full time very soon, especially with the 5 interviews lined up. They're all restaurants too, so I know they're always hiring, high turnover rate, the whole 9 yards. So I've got a high chance in these places. There's also Petco, but I didn't consider that a sixth one because they haven't reached out for an interview yet. They just said they're interested so far, meaning they've looked at my application. That's what I mean by interested. But I'll update if that happens, I guess. But I will be speedrunning every single game I have speedran over the years, excluding SRT. I am officially done with SRT for good. Includes, but is not limited to, the following games, as I have listed. I have reached out to each of these games' individual speedrunning discords and communities to learn about the different rules for games. For example, where is it? Give me a sec. There it is. So SSX3 All Peaks. The only rule for that game is, as far as I know, for as this time of this recording, is that you cannot go into a race with full boost or freestyle with full boost. You have to go in empty boost and start the event with no boost. Each event. So that's SSX3 all peaks. That's all freestyles and races. I'm not gonna do the fucking challenges or shit. I'm just gonna do the races and the freestyles because that's the meat and potatoes of SSX3. Bloodborne, all bosses, including DLC. Yes, we're gonna use the Cum Dungeon because fuck trying to do that otherwise. Dark Souls 1 Remastered, all bosses, including DLC. Yes, Calamite included. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, any percent New Game Plus. Resident Evil 8 Village, any percent New Game Plus. Both of which I learned from their respective communities. You are allowed to use infinite ammo as it is an unlockable in both games. Shadow of the Colossus, all bosses, because fuck yes, where it all started, that was the game that got me into speedrunning. That was the first game I ever attempted to speedrun as a kid, and I actually managed to beat the hard mode time trials in under 2 hours. I know, not very fast, but still, not bad. Elden Ring down patch to use the Sword of Night and Flame, pretty self-explanatory. I spent, what was it, like an hour and a half? I think it was a pretty lengthy process, because I kept downloading the wrong fucking depot. For context, I'm streaming it on PC. I downpatched Elden Ring to 1.02.3 to be able to use the Sword of Night and Flame at full peak power. We're just gonna tear through the main game, all the story bosses, and if we have time, all the graces, but nothing to do with the DLC. One, we downpatched, so we can't access it, and two, I don't like the DLC that much. Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem, my favorite horror game of all time. This was a game that scared the absolute living shit out of me as a kid. It's a GameCube horror game that pretty much, I believe other than Amnesia, maybe is a precursor to it, introduced the sanity mechanic into horror games. There's really cool effects that happen if you run out of sanity in the game, which we hopefully won't have to see because I'm actually really good at this game. Luigi's Mansion. This is a fan favorite of mine in the community, and a lot of people want to see it return after I played it in October, so I will definitely return to it. Although I don't know if we're doing all 50 boos. I'm wanting to do any percent no out of bounds, but since you need 40 boos to beat the game anyway, we might just do 50 boos. And then these are the two new ones. We have Super Mario Sunshine any percent. My record currently is 4 hours. I practice it whenever I'm done job hunting for the day. And Super Mario Eclipse New Game Plus. I'm friends with the developers of this ROM hack, so I'm really excited to get back into it, get back into the community, and talk with them again and learn the routing. Super Mario Sunshine has been my focus learning the run, and I recently did a D-Rust of Resident Evil Village New Game Plus, any percent, and I got a record of about 2.5 hours. I'm going to do another one today. Because I've been told by my wife and my IPS agent that I can just take the day off and just play some games for a little bit since I haven't done so since New Year's, other than the run I did yesterday for the RE8. So yeah, that's the other thing. I don't play video games anymore. Like I job hunt and I watch YouTube. That's it. Well, and play with the boys, obviously. So all the time I'm putting towards video games, starting, like I said yesterday, is just going to be towards prepping for this event. Because I'll be honest, most games are just kind of boring to me now. And then last but not least, the creme de la creme of my speedrunning career, Kingdom Hearts 3. I recently got number 3 in the world for PC runs, which I'm very excited about. And that was just me doing a bullshit run on PC after job hunting for about 3.5 hours. I try to push it to from 3.5 to 4 hours each day, but there's just not that fucking many places to apply that reach the criteria I need to meet. So for instance, the criteria I go by needs to be less than 2.5 hour transit because I take everything by bus. And if I need to open for these places, I need to be able to actually reach them. The problem is that buses don't run till 5 a.m. here in St. Anne/St. Louis. So for the Panera Bread Co. job I did get hired at, it was 2.5 hours away in Des Peres, and I would be an hour late to work every single shift. So that was just a no-go. So I tried applying at the closer location, as I mentioned in the previous update. I think I mentioned it in the previous update? I don't know. I think that's when I had the interviews when I mentioned it. That's right. And they turned me down. So one of the manager at the Des Peres location likes me, but the manager at the closer location didn't. So, oh well. move on, right? There's plenty of jobs. So I'm hoping one of these 5 jobs works out. I'm really got high hopes for Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken and Pizza Hut. So those are the two I have the highest hopes for, but Lee's seems to be the best possible chance I have right now. But yeah, that's everything. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I want to get back to this. I'm gonna do a Resident Evil 8 run in about 5 minutes. I might archive it on the channel or not. I don't know. If it's a record, I will. But I don't know. Ah, but I'm gonna whenever I do these, whenever I'm gonna do speed runs to practice for the event, they're gonna be all offline recording just to keep for records to study. If it's a record, I'll upload it obviously so I can submit it. But other than that, yeah, that's about as much as I'm doing with video games now. That's another reason why I'm thinking of switching from video game videos on the channel when I return in May to cooking. But again, that's if I even want to return to streaming at all, because I'd rather just do the event and go back on the go on another hiatus, right, and just focus on work. That's what I want to do. But I don't know, my mind's got all these different ideas I have, so we'll see how it goes. But for the time being, the plan moving forward is to return May 31st for the 10-year anniversary, speed run a bunch of different games for a few days, and then go back on hiatus. And hopefully by that point I will have full-time job and be working. So yeah, I'll let you guys know how all this turns out in about 2.5 weeks from now. But yeah, here's hoping. I'm really nervous because I haven't been in the workforce in a while, but I'm also excited because it's going to be nice to actually be working again. I hate being stuck here. I hate not being able to work with my hands and do stuff actively. So it'll be nice to have like a really, labor intensive job again. That's my favorite kind of work, honestly. I'd work at a construction site if I had the qualifications for it, because I don't know, I like keeping myself busy. You can ask Brittany, even during this, I've been stir crazy and been driving myself nuts finding stuff to clean or organize or fix, because our apartment's it's run down. They didn't really renovate when we moved in. Landlords usually never do, unfortunately. So I've done personal fixes myself, like sealing cracks and caulking places, especially in the bathroom. So yeah, just kind of keeping myself busy. I've also returned to drawing. I'm starting to work on my handwriting again as well, so I can get my cursive back because I want to start writing again. Um, yeah, this hiatus so far has been kind of like has been an eye opener for me. Has cleared my head of a lot of things, and has given me time to really sit down and think about everything that's happened with my channels and over the past 10 years, and all the stuff. And the takeaway is that I'm happy I decided to take this hiatus because I needed to. There were things that took priority more, that needed more attention, that was not getting enough attention. Job hunting. And, now I can take more time to spend with my sick son, with my wife, and our tubby boy, Jet. He is so fucking fat. Britt.
Yeah,
Where is he?
right here.
Aw.
Xiao's in the room sleeping. Oh no, he's right there.
Yeah, he moved in here with us because he's like, oh, if you guys are moving, I'm moving too. Is there anything you want to add, love, before I sign us off?
Not much. I just hope Xiao's the medication work and Xiao start feeling better in a couple of weeks.
Agreed. Yeah, that's the other thing. We've been told that the insulin should take its effects. He should start feeling better within a few weeks. So here's hoping. Um, I've rambled on long enough. I apologize. I really need to start making these a little bit shorter, especially when I wasn't originally going to do this today anyway. I was going to wait until exactly 1 month after the previous update to post this, but we got a lot of fucking good news in a short amount of time. So I was just really excited to tell you guys all the good stuff that's happening. Um, and yeah, about the 10-year thing, I had been thinking about that for about 2 weeks, and I asked my wife if she thought it would be a good idea to return in May to do this, since it'll have been 5 months since the charity stream, and sticking to the hiatus. And she said, "Yeah, go ahead." I'm like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yeah, honestly, I think it'd be a really cool idea to reconnect with your audience." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So yeah, I'm happy that things are going better. You know, knock on the closest thing I have to wood, which is this. And yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. Love you, appreciate you, and as always, stay strong no matter what. Bye guys. I will see you in May. Like I said, I will archive the speed runs if I get a PB, so you guys can watch them for fun and everything, so you have stuff to watch while I'm again job hunting. Hey, and again, I'm nervous as shit, but I have a good feeling about these job interviews, especially Lee's. Fingers crossed. Please wish me luck. Love you, appreciate you, and as always, stay strong no matter what. Bye, guys.